Hi, I'm certified nutritionist Mira Calton.
And I'm Dr. Jayson Calton, and welcome to Calton Nutrition TV and this episode of Cooking with the Caltons.
Now, on the last one, we just finished making for you some salad dressings, a simple Italian and a Parmesan peppercorn.
Right, and we also made a vegan version of that, of course using our SKINNYFat and SKINNYFat olive. If you didn't get a chance to see that, make sure you check the video out. But now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we make some of our infused oils.
And the reason that we do this, I guess, is because we have a garden outside, but we can't always make sure that we have everything growing all year round. Summer in Florida is too hot and everything gets burnt up, so it doesn't really work that way. So what we do is when we do pick things, we like to infuse the oil so that we have it ready already in the oil mix so that we can get that flavor year round.
So as you can see ahead of you here, we're going to do two different infusions today. We're going to do a hot pepper infusion, and we're using all kinds of different peppers here. We're going to use jalapeno peppers and
a Hungarian wax pepper.
Yeah, it's really any kind of heat index that you enjoy. So we've got some hotter ones.
And the reason that we're going to do the three colors is because we're actually going to put them in these beautiful jars.
Right.
And when you do that, we chose the tricolor just so it'll really appear really nice on the, when we give it as a gift or, just when we bring it out at a special dinner.
And then we're also going to do one with basil and oregano, just a little bit of pepper and some garlic. So that's just a great base Italian one.
Right.
Now, you see, we're going to use these jars so that you can see what it looks like. It's infused, and like Mira said, they make great gifts. But you can also use your SKINNYFat bottle to do infusions if you want, and you can leave that out on the counter because it's an opaque bottle and it blocks it from the light. If you're going to use the clear bottles, make sure you keep it in a dark place.
Now, we're going to use, for both of these, we're going to use the Italian one. So we're going to use the SKINNYFat olive because we want that flavor. But there are some that you can make with the regular one. So that's really good for sometimes if you want something a little bit sweeter. So like a vanilla lavender would be beautiful in it. And that's perfect on vanilla ice cream.
And you use that, and what we're talking about is using the SKINNYFat original to do those for clean taste. You could do a lemon as well. There's all kinds of different infusions that may not work well with olive oil, but you can do it with the SKINNYFat original.
And the one that we do also, and that we do on a lot of the Indian food, is actually onion, cardamom, and cashew. So don't think that it's just for herbs and just for peppers and stuff like that. You can infuse nuts, you can infuse fruit, and it makes these oils live on their own, so that when you make a salad dressing with an infused oil, it just adds an extra dimension to, say, rather than a boring salad dressing maybe, you have it already in there and it just adds another flavor level.
All right, so how do we do this? How complicated is this?
Okay, well, you can see we cut up the peppers already.
Yep.
You'll also notice that we didn't take out the seeds.
Why?
Because the seeds carry a lot of the heat.
Right.
Now, if you don't like heat, there's a few things you can do. First, cut out the seeds.
Get the spread of the seeds, right.
Another thing is choose peppers that are lower on that heat index.
Right. And there's a few that are lower on the heat index. We chose some of the higher ones, but some of the lower ones are things like, it's the Anaheim pepper, and even the jalapeno is actually pretty low. So stick with something like that.
And don't choose which one.
You don't want the ghost pepper. The ghost pepper
Which
and
we've had.
the habanero peppers are two of the hottest peppers, so stay away from those if you're sensitive to heat.
So what you do is it's really, really simple. We want you just to cut up a whole bunch of peppers, depending on how much heat you like. That's how you decide how many you want.
Yep.
And then we are just leaving them in halves because I really want you to be able to see them inside the jar. I don't want to make them too small. You can also do them in rings sometimes and just make it look pretty.
Yep.
So basically, drop these in the bowl.
Now what we're going to do here, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. We're going to put these in a bowl like this that you can see, a bowl that's going to work in the oven. And we're going to then coat it with the SKINNYFat olive. And we're doing this so that we can control the temperature of the oil. We're going to do this in the oven at 300 degrees. And the heat point for SKINNYFat olive is 320. So we want to keep it below the smoke and or heat point so that we don't have any carcinogenic compounds starting up. And all we're going to do is just pour it so that it goes right over the top of these peppers.
It's going to be delicious.
This is going to be amazing.
And the cool thing is, so what's going to happen with this is, everything's covered in there. And you just stick it in the oven for 40 minutes. That's it. 40 minutes, 300 degrees, pretty simple. The other way to do it, sometimes when you infuse oils, is to do it on the stove.
Right.
But you have to be a lot more careful, and you have to have a thermometer, and you want to make sure you don't hit the smoke point. So really, it's so much easier in the oven.
Yeah. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stop the
we're going to tell a little about this one too.
Yep, and we're going to go ahead and put it into the oven. And while we've got the camera stopped, we're going to do this one as well. Now with the basil and with the oregano, we're gonna chop it finely, and we're gonna do the same with the pepper and the garlic, and then we're gonna layer the bottom, we're gonna pour on the SKINNYFat, and we're gonna bake that for 40 minutes the same way.
Yeah, so you just wanna make sure that you're using organic herbs, and especially with the peppers, you wanna get them organic, because peppers are on our list of the terrible 20.
Yes.
And that's because they have so many pesticides. So you wanna make sure definitely to get organic or homegrown.
And if you don't know what in the world the Terrible 20 is,
Yeah.
you can go to the Rich Food Resource Center. We have the Fab 14 and Terrible 20. These are the list of produce in the grocery store. The Fab 14 are the 14 you can buy non-organic because they're safe and they have much less pesticide residue on them. And the Terrible 20 are the ones with the highest amount of pesticide residue. And of course, hot peppers are on that list.
So I guess we're gonna say goodbye for a couple minutes.
All right, we'll see you back
40
here.
minutes, and we'll see you back.
Great.
Welcome back. That didn't take us too long. It was about 40 minutes at 300 degrees. And then it took a little while for them to cool before we could put them into the lovely jars here.
Yeah, they turned out so good. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about infusing this with this method. A lot of people will they'll put in the peppers, they'll put in all their herbs, and then they pour the oil on top, and then they wait a week or 2 weeks and wait for the infusions to happen.
Oh, to do a cold infusion.
Yes, but what we did was a hot infusion. Of course, we talked about that. We talked about we put it in it because you're hot. Because we put it right in the oven, and it actually was like a kind of a rolling boil at about 300 degrees. A light rolling boil. And what it did is it made it so that the flavors are in the oil immediately. Meaning
never reach smoke point.
Never reach smoke point. You can make the oils today, and you can use them today.
A little bit about how they taste too. So this one, okay, I went a little overboard, I think, purchasing and picking all of the different. I didn't think we had enough, so I actually did run to the store and get some other ones. And I think I could have just used the ones that we had grown ourselves for the peppers.
Yeah.
Because this is killer. Like, this is so intense that putting it on my finger and doing this is burning my tongue. So this is going to be used in moderation in cooking.
Yeah.
So,
but we like that kind of thing, and we use a lot
of
yeah, we do use a lot of cooking, like Indian cooking, different ways where it's very, very hot. Now, of course, if that's not your cup of tea, make sure you use those lower heat index peppers that we talked about.
And use fewer.
Yes, and fewer. Now, the Italian one turned out amazing. It almost just tastes like a pizza in and of itself. Anything you're going to put that, and you're going to use that with some kind of an Italian dinner that you love to cook, and you're thinking
drizzled over steak would be amazing.
Incredible. Over fish, it would be amazing too. So we hope that you enjoy these infusions. You can look below and see the recipes for these again. And again, one of the great things too with the pepper oil, I should mention the health benefits.
Yeah.
There's something in the oil called capsaicin, okay? And that's an element in the peppers that it has anti-inflammation properties. It relieves headaches and
keeps
pain.
you feeling full.
It's antibacterial. It can help with gut health. So not only is it just something that's going to make your food taste amazing, it's actually going to be something that's good for you too.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Cooking with the Caltons.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell people about it, and make sure you join us again next time here with Cooking with the Caltons. Bon appetit, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.